welcome back to my channel. So today I have a makeup look that I am so excited about, and it is inspired by a really old advert. I don't know if any of you will remember on TV in 2012, the Dior Addict perfume advert that had Daphne Groeneveld? I hope I said that not completely appallingly, who is a beautiful model, and she's prancing around in like this beautiful seaside town, and I just love that advert. I used to watch it all the time when it came out, and I recently remembered it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so iconic. And I just wanted to recreate the makeup look, so that is what I've done. Today I have this beautiful makeup look inspired by the advert, and it features this very pretty bronzy peachy skin, a gorgeous classic timeless eye look that I promise you can see better in the actual tutorial. It's gotten dark now, but I have some sunlight which created some interesting ness while filming, but you can see like everything properly, I promise, in the actual tutorial. And it just has like a really natural, barely there lip. So I just thought it was so pretty, and I'm actually wearing an outfit kind of inspired by the look. I have this little Bardot crop top and a cute orange skirt. Both of these are from Nude, and it's really pretty. And for my hair, I have just gone through it with a straightener and curved in the ends for some pretty texture like she has in the video. Her hair looks very undone and just textured and lovely. So I really hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and if you want to see how to create this look, let's get straight on into it.
So of course I am starting out with the hair. Now in the video she just has a slightly messy, generally centre parting and some voluminous texture to her hair, so I've just flipped the ends of my hair in with a straightener and I'm fluffing it up for a look that's quite similar. Now I'm starting off with my face primer. I'm using two primers actually, La Base Pro Pore Eraser along the centre of my face, the inner parts of my cheeks, and then La Base Pro all over the rest of my face, just to make sure that I have a really good smooth base for my makeup to go onto, because we want beautiful, you know, supermodel skin. And then I'm using my La Base Pro in Nude, which you can see I'm running a little bit low on, and I'm applying this all over my eyelid to create the perfect canvas for my eyeshadows. Just take your ring finger and just dab that all over to blend it in. Don't have an eye primer, by the way, you can use some concealer or foundation and set it with a little bit of powder. Now I'm going in with concealer first, and I'm just dabbing some of the NYX Photogenic concealer in a salmon colour underneath my eyes and blending it out with my Dream Blender sponge by Maybelline. I'm doing this under my foundation because my concealer is a little bit deeper. It's more of a salmon, so it's going to cancel out any of the bluish purple tones in the dark circles underneath my eyes. So just using a dabbing motion there to make sure that everything is nice and blended. Then for my foundation, I'm actually mixing two. I'm using the Miss Sporty BB cream with my Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation, and I'm mixing the two together to create the perfect colour and consistency. And then I am buffing that out with my Spectrum Collections flat top foundation brush. You can use a flat foundation brush or anything that is your preference, a beauty blender, anything like that. And I just thought that this created the perfect coverage, the mix of the two together. It's very natural, even, smooth, flawless, because in the video she doesn't look very made up at all. She just looks very naturally flawless and radiant, so that's the look that we're going for, and I just think these two products created such a great look for that. can see the texture of my skin is very, very natural, and I just thought that these two work together really, really, really well. Then I'm using the lightest possible dusting of translucent powder just to make sure that everything is set, but I don't want a very powdered look because it didn't seem like she had that in the video. So again, I'm just going off what the advert or short film had, just using a very, very, very tiny amount of powder, and I'm just sweeping that across my face, making sure to end in a downward motion to make all of the little hairs lie flat. Making sure really to set my under eye concealer. This is the skin kind of like finished, and now onto brows. I'm using the light brown colour from the Lancôme Audacity palette just to very, very lightly fill them in. Now her brows were very, very barely there, but they did look polished and naturally defined. So that's the kind of look that I'm going for here. Just filling in any little sparse areas and then combing them through. Now going in again, like I said, with the Lancôme Audacity in London palette, I'm going to be using the 4 shades, the 4 grey shades, and I'm taking that first lightest shimmery colour and I'm placing that all over the lids for an easy, slightly smoky base to the eye look. And then I'm taking a light matte beige colour and I'm placing that on the inner half of my eyelids just to brighten that up ever so slightly, just because I thought that it looked pretty. Then I'm going in with that same colour and I'm making sure to really get into the inner corner near where my nose bridge is in the crease, just because it looked like she had a bit of a shadow there with the grey, and I wanted to imitate that as far as was possible. Now for eyeliner, I'm going to be sketching out where I want the wing of my eyeliner to go, and I'm using a dark grey eyeshadow for this. And what I'm doing is going from where the tail of my brows is and pretending that there's an invisible line and then connecting that to my outer lash line. This is just going to make sure that I get the wings more or less even, because I'm very much a perfectionist with this, and I want, especially for this look, you want it to be pretty much perfect. Now I'm using Lancôme's Grandiôse eyeliner in black. You want any liquid liner that you find easy to use, and I'm first going to be filling in that wing and then connecting it to the upper lash line and doing a thin medium sized line connecting as far to the inner corner as you can get. I'm repeating these same steps on the other eye, so I'm going in with the wing first, and then I am connecting to my upper lash line in a thin line first, and then you can build it up once you've got that base down. And you can see that I will make a couple of mistakes here, but it's okay because I'm going to show you how I fix that in a second. But just keep defining, and again you want to go as far into the inner corner as you can because that was the look that she had. This is probably the longest I have spent on my eyeliner because it's such a focal point of the look and I wanted it to be very, very smooth and even, so I'm going back and forth making sure that they look very similar. And here's a tip for those of you that own Lancôme's La Base Pro. You can actually dab a little bit of this onto an eyeliner brush and it removes any stray eyeliner. It's such a handy tip. I remember learning this at a masterclass and it's fabulous. So I'm just fixing those little boo-boos there with an angled eyeliner brush, and then I'm going back in with the eyeliner and just basically smoothing everything out, making it really clean and precise and making sure that it looks pretty much the same on both eyes. Of course, it's pretty much impossible to get it exactly the same, but as much as you can, just make sure that it looks similar enough that it's not kind of jarring. Now that we've got the eyeliner down, you can see the crease easier. So I'm going in with a deeper matte grey, and I'm going from where the wing is and just extending it about halfway into the crease, just for some dimension and that kind of timeless pretty grey look that she had in the video. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm just lightly blending that so that it's not too much of a harsh line. Then I'm taking the two darker grey shades in the eyeshadow palette and I'm dabbing those onto the outer third of my lids to create a bit of dimension, to copy the look and to make the eyeshadow just look a bit better, to be honest. Then I'm using a matte white beige highlight and I'm sweeping that across the brow bone. Now it looked like she had almost nothing on the lower lash line, but I didn't want the eyes to be that top heavy, so I'm first taking a white eyeliner and I'm rimming the lower inner rims of my eyes with that. This is called the waterline. This will brighten the eyes, and then I'm taking a mixture of the light and medium grey colours and I'm sweeping that along the lower lash line just to define the eyes and finish them off a bit more, because I didn't want the look to be completely top heavy. Then I'm using a matte white highlight. It didn't look like she had much going on the inner corner, so I'm just using a matte shade to catch a little bit of light to the inner corner. Now for the eyelashes, she definitely had fluttery, gorgeous eyelashes, so I'm curling mine first and then applying an eyelash primer to make them nice and big and make it easier to get a lot of length and volume. And then I'm using Soap & Glory's Thick and Fast Volumizing Mascara. In the video, Daphne doesn't look like she's wearing any lower mascara at all, but I wanted to add a little bit, just more on the outer lower lashes, because I thought it like stood out against the white eyeliner. And you can also apply falsies if you want, but it didn't look like she was wearing any in the film, so I just kept it to my natural lashes amplified with the mascara and primer. Now I'm taking Lancôme's Hypnose Star Bronzer Intense, and I'm actually using my foundation brush that I used to blend in my foundation for the bronzer. This just made it so easy to dab the bronzer into the area that I wanted it, like into and slightly above the hollows of my cheeks to make them look higher, and then along the perimeter of my forehead to give me a bit of a sun-kissed look, and underneath my jawline to define any like sharpness there. She had a very, very peachy, colourful cheek, so I'm first taking a Kate Moss kind of peach blusher and I'm applying this more to the apples of my cheeks, and then along the kind of back part of my cheeks I'm using the Coralista blusher by Benefit, just because it looked like she had a subtle gradient and I just thought it looked really pretty. This will give you that really nice blushing effect. And then for the lips, I'm using a rose lipstick by Lancôme, and I'm just dabbing this along my lips and then blending everything in with my ring finger so it looks really, really natural and blended. It barely looked like she was wearing anything in the video. It's so pretty. And this is the finished look. I absolutely love it. I think it's so classic and timeless and such a fun look. So let me know if you try it out and definitely tag me on social media if you do.
Oh no, diamond ring, cha-cha, holiday sun, a PQ, planet Earth, presents you big money, big system, big fame, big brother. I need you, oh no, silver fox, cha-cha.
tutorial. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. I think that this makeup look will look gorgeous on so many people. It's such a classic, timeless, easy makeup look to do, and you look so put together and just gorgeous. So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please go into the description to find all of the songs, all of the makeup products that I mentioned, and all of my social media links, and go and check them all out. I recently actually uploaded a cover to my singing channel for the first time in 3 months, so go over there and check that out. I will leave the link in the description along with everything else. And that is it, and I will see you in my next video. A bientôt!